What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, don't forget, it is the familiest of Fridays.
Hell yeah.
Fan Friday coming at you. Thank you so much for hanging here tonight. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily. And of course, hop in the Discord. The link for that's in the description box down below.
Yes, welcome in to a Fan Friday here. We're going to talk some key matchups for this game against the Panthers. They're nervous. They're not liking what's going to come their way. At least that's what it should be. We'll talk about it today and much more here on our Dallas Cowboys for this upcoming Week 11 game. A game, one of the best in us against one of the worst in them. But hey, never overlook a team. You know what happened against Arizona. We're going to talk about that again. But the players, not the players, but the coaches might have said, and Jerry Jones himself, about these things. Now, baby, we open this thing up and kick it off tonight on a Fan Friday. We've got to shout out those that make the thing go round here in MCF. And those are the people representing the boards. The sponsor of the week, who is also the gifting champion, Jason Renfro. Much love to Mr. Jason Renfro in the house. Appreciate you. And always repping that navy blue, silver, and star over everything. Go Cowboys. Jason Renfro repping that side. We got Marco Seppian, 100 points, fully loaded on that stream, boss. The man from Hawaii. Much love to him.
I appreciate you.
Yes.
Big mahalo to Mark.
Yeah. Appreciate Mr. Marco Seppian always. And then the man who broke a big streak of Mr. Snug X, Stanley Smith. He's the Cash App King, repping that crown, that navy blue style. Anyways, appreciate you, Stanley. He is also on the board this week, was the leader in the Cash App until recently. Now, I do want to say the current leader in the Cash App side of things, well, it's not Snug Smith, it's Snug X. Much love to Snug X, who, by the way, also dropped a $20 Cash App with another $5 on top of that overnight through today. So much love to Snug X as he continues his lead, not just on the Cash App top of the Cash App board, but also, as you can see right above that right now, Snug X is the number one guy here all around the whole way here on the overall board. So much love to Snug X. Mark is second. Stanley Smith is third. Stanley Smith is second on the Cash App side. But I do want to also say some other shout-outs here. Because, there's different ways of dropping the love. And actually, let me also shout out one other person here, Skeptical Fan. Much love to the man staying skeptical. Why?
Thank you, Skeptical.
He's the gifting leader right now, trying to get that crown back from Mr. Jason Renfro. So we'll see what happens there. Now, I also want to shout out Gloria, who through PayPal, making a little dent there in the Cash App side of things with a 21, with a 10 and an 11 last night, overnight. Pam C, you know who she is. She's the queen of the stream. She dropped that 5 on it in the Cash App. And Daniel Berry Sports highlights. He's also dropped that J. Lou 2 in the Cash App. Don't forget about De Lunatic. Much love to De Lunatic, who is in that star level once again. Appreciate him. Hey, guys, you guys rep the boards here. And we say it whether it is, through the super chats. It could be through the thanks button. It all adds up. It all adds up here to the leaderboard. No matter how it comes down, we post it. Gifting memberships that we talked about already. One of the best ways to help the channel. But also, you can just jump in the membership like, Lunatic, right? He's in there in the star level. There's 4 different levels. But the more important thing is that there's different ways to spread the love. So there's also Cash App ways of doing it. And challenging Snug X for the lead right now, right?
And of course, you have the Cash App money sign My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family. You have the regular PayPal link, and of course, last but not least, the Streamlabs link, which lets your comment show up on screen just like a super chat.
Now today it is Fan Friday, so extra perks go to not just as every day it is, right? The shout outs and the star level and the over everything here, the top shelf memberships. But now tonight we also do on Fan Friday, always do that silver level too. So baby, I'll do the silver level. You can take the rest. Much love to the man A. Lavelle. Been here 40 months. About to be 41 months on MCF in the membership. So much love to the man A. Lavelle in the silver. And, of course, newly inducted Prince Jackson. Appreciate you back in that silver level from a long, long time ago. And then you got the rest of the crew here. Of course, you got the over everything, Mr. Seabass.
Shout out to him, of course. We have Mary Alvarez, Skeptical Fan, the man De Lunatic, Marissa Sparkle, Andy Potts, Jason Renfro, and of course,
Lincoln Kane in the house, yeah.
All the way from Australia.
Yeah, so those are the star level members. Much love, shout outs. You guys make the world go around here on My Cowboys Family. Now, on top of that, baby, we also have, talk about that top shelf membership, whether it's over everything or the star level. If you're in either of those levels right there, there is a special raffle going down halftime of this game against the Carolina Panthers. And you can see it there, star level, over everything level, monthly jersey raffle. And that is a battle for those in the membership, in the star or the over everything. Sewn and stitched jersey. You choose pretty much a lot of names to choose from for the Cowboys. Different decades, eras, old school, new school. Much love the Cowboy Mosh doing the thing here. And again, we always come on these live streams with our own versions of these, our own choices of these fantastic jerseys. So many different styles, all sizes. Go Cowboys. Much love. And hey, good luck to those in that star and over everything level membership. If you're in the membership, you can upgrade to that if you want, or you can just jump on in if you'd like as well. So there's that option still available, till tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And then it's set in stone.
And that's it. It's closed.
So maybe who's in the house tonight? Let's get those shout-outs going, flowing, and we can talk some Cowboy football.
Shout out to Retro Scotty. What's up? Brandon James in the house. Thomas Garrett, the superior Garrett. Rolando Rodriguez all the way from South Texas. We got Hannibal King, 47 in the house.
Welcome.
Skeptical fan, always staying skeptical. Little Dallas Cowboy, what's up? Andy Potched, of course, who, by the way, dropped his 9 months of star membership, saying Cowboys 30-6 this weekend. Keep up the great work you guys do. Thank you, Andy.
Appreciate you.
Seriously appreciate that. Double R, salute to you as well. SnugX, appreciate the love as always.
You know why he's here.
Freedom first was first. Good for you. I do have to admit I look forward to seeing him first in the chat. Why not? Kevin Bilbo, what's up? Much love to you. So, baby, let's go ahead and hand it off. Obviously, the biggest point of discussion right now from the NFL news side of things is obviously the Joe Burrow situation, especially if you were watching last night's game.
Yeah, we talked about him kind of leaving the game. We talked about it as a video I posted there in the short section. So check it out. But that's the whole timeline of what happened. I mean, you missed the beginning part where he actually got knocked down, I think, by Jadeveon Clowney, and he got landed on by him, and that kind of what spurred on that injury. So Joe Burrow is out for the year. It's official now, guys. Torn ligament in his wrist and his hand. He had an MRI this morning, so that means, that confirmed it. Jake Browning is going to, finish the game last night. It's going to be, of course, not just his backup, now the starter going forward. And then you have, the fact that, the Cincinnati Bengals are saying that this injury occurred while he was getting tackled by Jadeveon Clowney, which you can see a play or two before he kind of reached for his hand. Now, he managed to throw a touchdown pass. Like I said, 2 plays after that tackle, that hit, he came back to. But I think he had run the ball on first down, so he didn't have to throw the ball. Wasn't really going to show until he tried to throw it. And then again, that was a touchdown, but that was the last pass of this season for him.
Really unfortunate.
Yeah. So now, just an overall look at things. Again, we'll see how that goes for them. It's going to be tough for them to make the playoffs now. But in less than 1 week, the Bengals lost Joe Burrow for the season, and the Cleveland Browns lost Deshaun Watson for the season.
Shit.
That's a lot of quarterbacks, guys. Listen to this. These two guys are the 2 highest paid quarterbacks in terms of guaranteed money.
The money curse strikes again, unfortunately.
In that current contract, yeah. And both are, of course, now officially within a week out for the season. Deshaun Watson, $230 million with the guarantees. Joe Burrow, $209 million with the guarantees there. So, wow. A lot of money is just kind of got knocked out for the year. It almost sounds like
Monopoly money, but we all know it is most certainly not.
Damn. So that's a big piece of the pie there, not playing. Now, this is the 4th. That's another crazy thing here. This is the 4th straight week that a number 1 quarterback, a starting quarterback in the NFL, suffers a season-ending injury. This week it was Joe Burrow. Last week it was Deshaun Watson. Daniel Jones the week before that with the Giants, and then Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
When we were in the Rams game there.
Kirk kicked things off, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that was crazy. And again, the list of significant injured guys here, of course, Burrow with the wrist, Deshaun Watson with the shoulder, Cousins with the Achilles, Daniel Jones with the knee, Anthony Richardson, the rookie, with the Colts with the shoulder injury, and Aaron Rodgers, of course, kicking it off with the Achilles in the season. So I got a lot of crazy injuries. Just knock on wood. Our guy, again, the injury thing is a real thing. We got to avoid that.
That's why I said that, you do need a little bit of luck. So far, the injury situations have been going more our way, right? Like I said, we've lost guys permanently for the year, right? Trayvon, right? LVE. But outside of that, knock on wood. Let me do it a little louder there. But outside of that, we've managed to surpass, overcome, adapt, improvise. I mean, we're almost as healthy as we were to kick off the season.
Well, we're going to talk about the injury list for us, and it is non-existent, and we'll talk about that as we get around the corner. So, yeah, but I mean, that is, I would say. God, I don't want to.
No, that was more or less all I had to say there. I'm just saying that it's kind of hard to wrap your head around the fact that whatever McCarthy is doing to manage our players, it clearly seems to be working. And also, yes, a little dash of luck, because even McCarthy can't control the football gods, right?
I mean, that's uncontrollable, right? That stuff could happen to anybody at any time. So we've just been lucky and also managed better maybe than we have in the past. So it's a testament there on that side of things to Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, Thomas Garrett, like I said, it feels like Monopoly money when we're talking about almost $500 million.
Like a third, right? Almost a third.
Something like that. The point is, it is a lot of millions of dollars.
Well,
so
I got to do a big...
Daniel Barry, what's up?
I got to do what's up, Daniel? DB in the house. By the way, of course, he's on the board. I shouted you out earlier, brother, for the After Dark drop. By the way, we got a drop right now by Stanley Smith, second place on the Cash App board behind SnugX. Stanley Smith dropped that hope we want right now. We got 5, but what do we want? That's $6 holler there by Stanley Smith.
Stanley, appreciate you.
Yes, much love to the king of the Cash App, repping that navy blue silver and that star over everything. By the way, Stanley Smith, second place on the Cash App board, third place on the overall board, closing in on Mark Hosepian in front of him. Much love to Mr. Smith, rocking it here. So again, I do want to continue, if that's okay, to
of course
discuss the one last thing about Joe Burrow, which is kind of interesting from the NFL side of things. Remember, he came off the plane with a little wrist splint or a brace. NFL is now investigating the Cincinnati Bengals. And why did not list Joe Burrow on their injury report when the team posted a picture of him wearing a device on his wrist on Wednesday night when he appeared to be hampered by this similar injury that, he took him out for the year on Thursday night. So, and then NFL confirmed this earlier today. The initial picture of Burrow wearing the device, which looked like a soft cast on his thumb, was posted by the Bengals and then was deleted shortly after that.
I'm telling you, I don't know about you.
You like this?
But this just reminds me of, if you guys watch The Wire, that one scene from The Wire, and I'm going to personally bleep out the offensive word, but it says,
it's After Dark.
Homie, are you taking notes on a criminal fucking conspiracy? Sometimes maybe don't put down evidence of the crimes that you might possibly be committing. Bengals, if you're trying to get away with something, maybe don't post it on your social media.
Well, what's crazy? The NFL routinely they always look into these kind of matters, and it's usually nothing, right? It's compliance, with the rules, but it's also matters. They always look into those compliance issues when it comes to the injury report. It's very important you list those guys properly. If someone's injured, you got to list it. You guys tell the other team what's going on. So, again, this is one of those instances as well. Teams, and it's happened in recent memory, I think the Raiders, the Saints, teams can be fined and even lose a draft pick. Shit, I mean, we lost the practice days, right? That's just the tip of the iceberg. You can lose draft picks here. So, again, we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we'll see how serious it ends up being.
Interesting to see after this whole thing about the Bengals website deleting the picture. Today, Joe Burrow was speaking. I'm not going to go through everything he said, but he did say that the device he was wearing off the plane was a compression sleeve, not a brace for an injury. He said, quote, "It's not uncommon for guys to wear compression sleeves on the plane. When you go up to that altitude, things can swell up." What do you think?
I've seen a lot of things in my day. I've never seen a compression sleeve that basically looks like a
soft cast.
But hey, I'm not a designer of compression sleeves, right? So just throwing that out there.
I would love to hear what the chat has to say too.
Expert opinion.
I mean, I know the chat has. I think you're making a good point. I think that I guess it could be, but it could be all trickery. Maybe it was a compression of some sort, and then the Bengals said we didn't want to get this thing mixed up and like making people think it was an injury. Obviously, you don't delete anything once you post it like that.
The timing of it is just uncanny. Yeah. That's the point. It does make you wonder. Was he a tiny bit banged up heading into that game, and was that the reason? Honestly, he could have just been, maybe he overused his arm. Right? Maybe I'm just saying, like, maybe there was some swelling. Maybe there was something going on.
Well, there had to be something, because it said when you go up there, it swells up, and that's true. But the point is, he already had some kind of irritation, which I think was that the original injury from him? I thought it was a calf strain at the beginning of the season. But
yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say, that, seeing him with some random-ass arm brace, when, as far as we knew, he wasn't hurt, the only thing that makes me think of if it wasn't some kind of injury is, well, maybe it's an overuse thing. Maybe it's a tired thing, but it still means
he's hampered.
Slapped a cast on him.
No matter what, even if it's something sore, they should have mentioned it on the injury report, even if he was probable to play. So that's a mistake by the Bengals. It depends how much of deceitfulness is really in play here.
And of course, there can't be a fart or a shit in the NFL without Jerry Jones being asked to comment on it. But in this case, I can understand why they're trying to figure that out, just because obviously
you're the owner, right? I mean, you make some of those decisions. So what did Jerry Jones say about and we're going to have more about Jerry Jones later, but what did Jerry Jones say about the Joe Burrow situation?
He said, and remember, specifically how the NFL takes these things, not necessarily the team. He said, I don't know of anything they take more serious. They want a pure transparency in injury or availability, and they want you to err on the side of expose in any way if a player is compromised from the expected level of play. They're very serious about it. Very, very punitive when you don't do it. They're very serious about it, the NFL. They want to know if anybody is off his game when coming into a game physically.
And again, you realize that, he said they're very, very serious about it, very, very punitive. That means penalties come down like a draft pick and fines.
I was going to say, they're going to come down on this
definitely
pretty heavy-handed.
Definitely fines without question. We'll see how, I think if it's done like knowingly, there'll be a draft pick or two. I mean, at least a draft pick.
I agree. So I think the interesting part of this, just because of Burrow's statement, I mean, can a player be implicated in an injury situation? Like if a player knowingly knows he's hurt and colludes with the team to hide his injury?
That's a great question. I'm not sure. I'm sure he could get suspended too. Yeah. So, I would assume yes.
Just throwing that out there. Like I'm assuming the NFL could maybe go after him for conduct unbecoming or fucking with the game. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out. I hope that's not the case.
Well, we'll see. But I want to say a couple cool things from the Cowboys now as we go from... Mm-hmm. I mean, that was Cowboys. That was Jerry, but I was talking about Burrow. Nothing related to the Cowboys. I will say, in Mesquite, Texas today, much love the Steel Bird, I think. Metal Steel Bird. I know he's from there. But there were some military recruits and current Cowboys player, practice squad guy, can't play anymore this year, Malik Jefferson, was in Mesquite giving away Thanksgiving turkeys, and he happened to FaceTime one of his buddies. And everybody came running over, cheering and seeing, wanting to see what's going on. And you know who it was on the other end? None other than his buddy, Dak Prescott. Dak, again, was there. Everyone it was a really good thing, Malik Jefferson being part of. So, Dak, of course, taking part in that as well.
I agree.
Nice stuff there. And then also one last thing when it comes to the lesser football stuff, but this is kind of very, very much football stuff, the Hall of Fame. We got a new Hall of Famer. Kind of. CeeDee Lamb. Why do I say that?
Oh.
New to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Like they have Maher's, shoe when he kicked those two back-to-back 60-yarders. They have now a place they've put CeeDee Lamb's gloves and his towel. It's that salute to service towel that he wore last week against the Giants, because he became the first player in NFL history to record at least 10 receptions and 150 yards receiving in 3 straight games. That's never been done. And he's the first guy to do it. They put it in there in the Hall of Fame.
Good for him.
Congrats. Again, I know they don't win Super Bowls, but you got to give shout-outs when those things happen. And hey, if you go visit the Hall of Fame, you're going to see it.
That's how you start winning Super Bowls, by having those types of difference-making elite players.
Yeah,
so
that direction is the proper direction.
Now, I do want to take a quick second. Chris, the same reason that you see other channels posting NFL footage and somehow they're still around, YouTube does not... does not equally enforce their rules. We were straight up directly told by YouTube several times, like several different freaking employees, that simulations are not kosher by the YouTube standards.
Again, I think you're talking about Blogging the Boys. I think they've taken our idea and kind of done it a little differently, and that's fine. Look, we know we were the first ones to kind of do this. It's okay. It's more about the simulation more than it is the gameplay of it. Right? You see a lot of people gameplaying it. When you gameplay it, you are allowed to post that as a live stream. But if you're going to simulate it, you have to upload it. You can't make it a you can't like have it. It's not. You can't make it a live stream. At least that's what I'm thinking. That's why Blogging the Boys can do that. But they're not doing live streams. They're doing upload videos.
Yeah, and
honestly, that's we love the interaction. That's what it's about for us. And when they took that away, they took that part of it away as well. In my opinion.
And after the rest of the other YouTube shenanigans that we've had earlier this year, guys, we honestly, like we said, we just decided to put a pause on the simulations for now. Hopefully soon we'll be able to bring them back, one of these days. But at least for this football season, and probably upcoming like draft off-season type of situation, probably no simulations.
I will say,
just being real.
Unfortunately, whether you guys, some people might not like it or not, but we have our VTubers, which is another thing that we were told we can do. So I want to make sure people understand why it's doing this way. And then the old way we used to do it was just a standalone picture, I think. So, anyways, here you go, guys. Now you can see our pretty faces every day change, and hopping and jumping around here in the background like bobbleheads. Anyways. Getting off of CeeDee Lamb. We'll get back on that and these matchups because he's one of the main matchups in this game. As always, listen, every week it's the trenches. Every week it's CeeDee Lamb and who's he up against, how they playing him. Look for him first. He should be the guy open that you got to attack with first. Anyways, we'll talk about that a little later. But first, let's talk about Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy both spoke today, both on the radio. Mike McCarthy did not have a press conference, if I recalled properly. So McCarthy was early on this morning, even before Jerry Jones was on the radio and sharing his views on some subjects. Of course, there is a subject on Trey Lance he spoke on. But first, he spoke about that situation with that sideline reporter, Charissa Thompson, that whole situation where she was making up stories on the sideline. Of course, he gets interviewed off and on, coming off the field and onto the field at halftime and stuff from these sideline reporters. So, again, they asked him about this kind of, false media reporting here. What did he think of? You have the quote. So, what did he say about this whole situation?
I'll be honest with you. I've just always looked at it as part of the job. The network as a partner. I've always looked at it as just trying to work together. I try to give the reporters something that is real and it represents our football team. I think anytime you talk about your team, you do care how it is represented. It's not very long, just a couple minutes, and it's as you walk in or out, so I don't dread it. They have a job to do, and I understand that. They may dread it more with me because obviously who wants to talk to a coach when things aren't going well walking in and out? I've always looked at it as a working relationships. And the ladies do a phenomenal job. They're prepared. They've got their 2 or 3 questions, and it's pretty seamless. It has been my experience. Yeah,
no, he's breaking it down. I think that's pretty honest from him, and I'm glad he kind of, he definitely doesn't like it, but he understands their job. And I say he doesn't like it because he kind of said, I don't dread it. So, he doesn't dread it, but I mean, he don't really like it, obviously.
I think it's more the specific timing of it. When you're talking about sideline reporting,
you're in the middle of the game.
But no freaking coach wants to have
an interview.
An interview. Then they're thinking about the active game that's going on. Correct. A post-game interview is one thing. Yeah.
We're talking about sideline reporter.
But we're talking about sideline reporting specifically. That makes sense.
And they have to represent their team, right? They have to put their in a light where it's real and genuine, like he said, but also
without obviously the
giving
implied.
up information.
I was just about to say, the implication there is without giving anything away.
Exactly. So that's his 2 cents. Now we're going to fly over to his other little comment, which is about our quarterback, not our starting quarterback, not our backup quarterback. But our third-string quarterback, will he ever get out there and play? I don't know. I'm just thinking, will we see him? And again, I got to remind everybody, you only can have him out there either if you put Cooper Rush as the third stringer and make him inactive, or if you leave Trey Lance as an active quarterback. You'd have
to have all 3 guys active.
Yeah, all 3 guys would have to stay active. So that's a way of doing this where you have to put somebody else. Somebody maybe you usually don't put on any active list. You got to throw that person on there to put Trey Lance to have not to play, but give him a chance to look and how will he look in our offense in the fourth quarter if we're up by 30. That's what it comes down to. So, what's McCarthy's 2 cents on basically how he's doing, Trey Lance, because again, he's got to be getting better, hopefully, right? And I know McCarthy kind of said that the team carried all of its quarterback fundamentals work from training camp into the regular season when it comes to Trey Lance. So I don't know. There was some quarterback school stuff that happens in training camp, which I know Trey Lance was not part of with us.
So basically, it sounds like he's just being worked into whatever the quarterback program was. Because
so he's way behind. He's way behind.
Yeah, not even that, but just like from what he said, it doesn't it sounds like that's also what Dak does or what he had Dak doing. You know what I mean? Like this is how he prepares his quarterbacks for getting ready to play. So
well, we always knew that he did this in Green Bay and he did it in Dallas.
But like you pointed out, he's probably a few weeks behind everybody else since he joined the team. Obviously, a little later. So timeline-wise, that means you shouldn't even technically see him till like middle of December if you're going off of a training camp timeline. But let's hear straight from McCarthy though. He said, "The nice thing is he's working right with Dak and Cooper. It's important for the other quarterbacks in the room to emulate the starter. You can see as they go through the drills, his footwork is getting closer and closer to the other guys. I feel real good about the progress he's made." So right there also, that comment that lets you know, close to the other guys. That means that he's still a step behind, maybe a little more than that, behind Cooper Rush.
Yeah, but he's making up some ground, and that's an improvement, right? I mean, but he's not. That's the thing. I think that's why you won't see him active for any of these games.
I'm going to continue to say that you won't see Trey Lance until next year, as far as
that's a good bet.
In any serious type of way, unless, of course, the worst and unimaginable happens.
Again, I'm going to say it, but just knocking on wood while I say it. If Dak gets injured, then Trey Lance becomes the active backup. The second stringer behind Cooper Rush.
No offense,
that's a nightmare. That's the end of our
terrifying thought.
That is the end of the season.
Right now.
We have to go back to that conservative football, and that's the end of the season. It's gonna be real. Jason Renfro, he's dropping it like it's hot. The dollar holla.
So it's just the beginning with the Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. Much love
Thank
to you,
Jason.
sir. And as always, let's get that 6 and beyond.
Always.
So
Retro. Really, he said, media news reporter always making up shit for the clicks. What else is new?
Yeah, you know how that goes, but I mean,
again, not the first and not the last person to try and make things up. But
I don't think it's the majority, right?
No.
Yeah, I think
it's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah, exactly. I second that.
I don't think you can get away with lying. Obviously, you can't seem to get away with lying like that for all that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So McCarthy, he's fit. That was pretty much all he said there, baby.
Yep. The right side. What's up? Much love.
In the house. Also in the house, we heard him earlier with Joe Burrow. Jerry Jones had a couple last things to say, and hey, it's going to be about things that I think we all want to know about. Look at our thumbnail. Check it out. Our thumbnail has a lot of different people here. We get CeeDee Lamb, get the Hall of Fame thing, Dak, Ferguson. I'm going to talk a little bit more about keys there. But 2023, isn't this year?
Yes, it is.
It's coming to a close. Let's see what happens.
2023 vision.
I think this is going to be one of the keys of this game is the run game. This particular game, not that we're going to be the best run game ever. You're going to see Pollard. You're going to see RICO, maybe 60-40, 75-25. We'll see. Something in that range. But I think that is going to be a major part of things. And, Mike McCarthy was asked multiple questions about RICO and the run game in the last couple of weeks, multiple times. Jerry Jones was also asked about the run game. And I want to know.
Although his answer was a little bit more direct, I think, and what he would like to see.
Right. I want to hear. what he's got. What does he want to see?
Jerry saying, quote, Pollard has burst. He has instinct. And he literally has the fear of the defense anytime he gets hold of the ball. We'll have some good days ahead of us. It's early in the season and hopefully seasons to come. But I haven't lost anything about my thoughts about how Pollard can be the factor in us winning some games. It's obviously got to happen with coordination of good line play, good blocking, good design by the coaches.
That's true.
Good timing of when we use him. All of that will play a big part of it, but I'm not seeing any diminished burst from Pollard at all. So I think we'll get him his days and he'll come in, but boy, if anything, it's just such a welcome to have that backup strength that we've got there. That'll keep fresh legs in there. We can time those guys nowadays with the technology we've got out there. Pollard's got burst, he's got acceleration, and it hasn't diminished at all.
And I actually agree with Jerry Jones on this. I know some people might say, "No, you're wrong, MCF.
Again,
Pollard's diminished. He hasn't been diminished.
The diminishment is not the problem. The burst and the acceleration is not the problem.
Correct, I agree.
Jerry Jones, the power is the problem. That's always been the problem.
Well,
no offense, in the sense of our concern about Pollard was, can he, does he have
load.
the power and the force to be able to, do some of that dirty grunt work when it comes to pushing for those 1-2 yards sometimes. As of this season, the answer is not really.
I do want to say one thing.
He's got everything else, though.
I want to say one thing. You remember, and I'm going to tell you quick about Pollard. He does have strength, incredible strength. And I don't know, was that because Zeke worked on defenses and then they expected Pollard to be kind of an easy pushover because he looked a little less than bigger than Zeke?
Yeah.
The thing is, Pollard has led the league like 2 years in a row in broken tackles. That means you got power, you got strength. So he did that a lot the first 2 years, kind of slowed down in year 3. Last year he had more of the rock, more percentage of the carries. So yeah, that slows down. So he doesn't really in open space in small areas when you're tiring a defense down with Zeke, Pollard is the most efficient, you can say. But at the same time, I think that we can use him similarly in that mindset. And forget about Zeke, but get that other guy, whether it is a power back or someone like Rico Dowdle, which is what we got right now, and using Rico here and there, not necessarily every game, using him a little bit more. And I think that helps both guys. I also think, and again, I still mean putting more Tony Pollard over Rico Dowdle. I still am a big proponent of that. But I
don't think anyone's saying, let's reverse it 80-20,
I mean, some people
Pollard,
may. Some people may.
Pollard.
Believe it or not, some people do. But I think the bigger thing is, when we use Pollard or Rico Dowdle, but especially Pollard, because Rico Dowdle, when we run up the middle, he does pretty well for those power yards. But Tony Pollard does not. And that is the difference. The Cowboys need to use Tony Pollard more to the edges, off tackle, off the edge, off the tight end. We got to get those runs out to the sideline. And I know we try here and there once or twice at most for Pollard, 3 times a game maybe at most. Maybe that's not enough. And maybe we're wasting too many of his carries inside. Because that's where Rico does the better work, inside, in tight areas. Now, Pollard almost broke it 3 times last week running up the gut. And that's going to happen, I think, in this game. We've talked about it a little bit earlier this week. We're going to talk about it again tonight.
Finally breaks one. Like I said,
agreed.
Not sure if you want to call it a bold prediction or not, but I'll lump it in there with that category.
Everyone's forgotten about Pollard. I think Pollard is going to have a nice long, 35-yard run. Yeah, something like that.
Beer.
So I wouldn't be surprised now. Did he lose a little bit of that explosiveness? Probably. He's a little bit. Everyone declines every year goes by, but I think he's still got one of the top-notch kind of explosiveness, kind of running back, speed, quickness, all of that. So I'm looking forward to seeing Pollard get a little love back this week. But it's just really I'm not saying anything bad about Rico. I love Rico Dowdle. In fact, no matter what happens with Pollard, I want to see more Rico
Pollard
this week.
Do better is not like an admonishment on Rico. It's just we want to continue to see Pollard do better. Right?
Exactly.
That's all.
Exactly. So let's use them. If they are used better, then I think they both will look better. and Rico's already looking good. So I'm just saying. I think I know it's funny how bad this front office and the coaches. It's one thing I noticed about the running back thing. They've been pushing hard against Rico getting snaps. And I think they're just trying to hold it until they get through this year with Tony Pollard. That's what it feels like.
I feel like part of it is, and I hate to bring it back to this specifically, but the same reason that some of us wonder why we see so much more Michael Gallup than maybe a Tolbert or someone else.
Well, that's been changing, but
I
know what you mean.
But Pollard is the guy we paid, and for better or for worse, we better show that it was a smart move to tag him and pay him as much as we did.
Yeah, and that's what the clown show does,
right?
Just being honest.
The lunatic, much love. Ooh, appreciate you.
Much love to the lunatic. The lunatic in the house who is
Puro Pinche Cowboys.
Yes, Puro Pinche Cowboys, and he also is repping that star level membership. Much love. He's also didn't he just got that process going with those jerseys? A fantastic raffle by the lunatic, man. We truly appreciate you. Much love, and go Cowboys. Let's go. Now, finishing up this conversation here, by the way, with and about Jerry Jones. Before you hung up the phone, during this weekly interview on 105.3 The Fan, Jerry Jones said this, quote, I'll tell you what, remember Arizona? When we go over here to Carolina, remember Arizona. We got to go over there and do business. At least Jerry Jones' mindset is right. It's about the
He's
players.
just echoing what Mike already said.
That's very true. So, hey, as long as the players are this way, the coaches and players, that's what matters most. That they have that mindset, and it sounds like they do. They're not looking to. If they overlook this game, then we're not. This is not a true playoff run ready team. We're a playoff team, but we ain't a playoff run ready team. A Super Bowl run ready kind of team. That's what we're looking for this year. Yeah, I said it, this year. Now, let's clear old man Jerry here out the way here for a minute, and let's get. Let me see. Where is he? There he is. Yeah. Bye. Let's get to the injury report, guys. And I mean, I don't know what there's to say about the injury report because it's fantastic. No players, not one player, on the Cowboys' 53-man roster carry a game day status designation for this game against the Carolina Panthers. Complete, healthy team, minus, of course, the injured reserve players right now. And we even dig deeper because, look, you got RICO Dowdle with the ankle tweaked or whatever, full practice all week. It was a walkthrough today, by the way, in practice. Full practice all week for him. Viliami Fehoko with the knee, full practice all week. He's good to go. Jordan Lewis with the neck stinger from the game at the end of the game. Man, he was full practice all week. Good to go for the game. Osa Odigizua had a hamstring for the last couple of weeks. He's obviously okay. Full practice all week. Good to go. Jalen Tolbert, the knee tweak. Full week of practice. No game designation, of course. And Kavontae Turpin, who missed last week, shoulder injury. Full week of practice. Even the hitting day, like we said on Thursday. He's ready to go. Hell yeah, let's go. And then one other guy on this list I will mention who is not on our 53-man roster, but he was full go. Tight end Peyton Hendershot. Now he has that ankle. He is currently on injured reserve still, but he was in full practice this week. He was allowed to practice with the team because he's in that 21-day window from getting back off the injured reserve. So he's acclimated. He's ready to go.
I'm going to assume we won't activate him just because I know that right now we have other roster moves we need made more than that. And
that's, I'm going to talk, I guess I'll talk about it now because think about this, guys. We got Peyton Hendershot. He's going to return this week I think he returns tomorrow. I'm going to be honest, guys. I think tomorrow we got to make a move, a cut, move someone to injured reserve, but everyone's healthy unless there's a practice squad guy, but that's not a 53. So we got to make a cut here if we want to move a guy like that, like Hendershot, back on our roster, our active roster. The other option, and again, you got to remember, that's a tight end, so are we needing tight ends right now? McEwen's our fourth. We can cut McEwen and pick him up and put him on the practice squad, possibly. That's probably
another move.
That's probably what the Cowboys going to do. So that's the tight end position. But what about another position like the linebacker? Malik Jefferson, we just talked about him a second ago. He cannot play another game with the Cowboys. He's practicing, but he cannot play another official regular season game with the Cowboys unless we put him on a 53-man roster. And he can come back for the playoffs if we need him. Cannot do anything now. And other teams can, of course, pick him off our practice squad if they want to. The other guys, of course, number 32, we talked about him the other day, Rashaan Evans, who is a guy I think the Cowboys will probably add. I have a hunch, a feeling, and no way do I know the answer to this. My hunch is wrong, it's fine. But I believe there's a good chance Rashaan Evans gets moved to the 53-man roster tomorrow. So that may be where you can see overlap. I mean, McEwen could be cut, put back. I'm sure there's another guy that could be cut and put back. I mean, we just heard McCarthy talk about Junior Fehoko, the defensive lineman that's the rookie. He's kind of, he's getting better. It's like, if he never is active. If he is released, we pick him up easily and put him back on our practice squad. So, I don't know, just some thoughts. But Hendershot is on the brink, on the cusp of coming back to our team to be able to play against the Panthers tomorrow. And then you get the linebacker situation, which I think it's either Malik Jefferson or, someone. Again, if we wanted to move Malik Jefferson up, we would have done it. We didn't do that. So Rashaan Evans seems to be the more likely choice. But again, we got to see what happens. Tomorrow is the last chance to do it for this game, or else neither guy can play. Malik Jefferson or Rashaan Evans. I think Rashaan Evans gets somehow moved to our 53-man roster, and I think that Hendershot also can get moved to the 53-man roster tomorrow. So watch for those two moves tomorrow as we discuss it here on MCF, My Cowboys Family. Anyway, I think I got that covered, right?
Yeah.
On the injury side of things, we're all good. Let me also, and this is where we're kind of switching gears on our opponent, our enemy this week. And I'm going to tell you right now, baby, it is not looking good for the Panthers. We have no real at all
I
injury
almost
issues.
feel bad. I'm sure I might feel bad after the game.
I actually feel bad, but I understand what you're saying. You don't want to even let you want to kill this wounded animal.
Yeah, the last time I
Panthers,
felt bad,
right?
we lost to the Cardinals.
I didn't feel bad, but we all let up on them. But look, I think this time is going to be a lot of
That's
tears.
what I'm saying. I can have pity for them after the game is over.
I'm going to put this teared up, crying Panther because I'm almost crying for them, guys. Listen, right now it's official. J.C. Horn, their best cover corner, expected to maybe come back this week off an injury reserve like Hendershot. Well, he was limited all week in practice, guys. And, limited today as well. He is ruled out for the game. No J.C. Horn returned this week. And then you look at their other... Oh, shit. That scared the living fuck out of me. I am so sorry. I was so into this. D-Link is a member. Why is that? He's a Navy Blue crew. Why? Because Jason Renfro dropping that gifted membership.
Shout out to you, Jason.
Woo!
Appreciate you. You know what he had to say, of course, with that gifted membership.
Let me know. What did he say?
Go Cowboys and congrats to D-Link.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, D-Link.
Congrats, D-Link. Yeah.
For, being subbed up. Remember, guys, you got to turn on that option, technically.
True.
To
you hit
receive that gifted membership.
Is it gifts? Is that what it is? Exclamation
so.
Point gifts. And you'll see how to receive those gifts.
There you go. And again, thank you to Jason Renfro showing the love to La Familia.
Yes, much love there, D-Link. Congrats. Go Cowboys. Mark Hovsepian is down. That's for the Jason Renfro drop, the 99 points. And again, Jason is right at the cusp of moving up to, I think, was it 4th place on the board? He is moving up. He's moving slowly but surely. Now, we have the Panthers. They're crying because I just told you J.C. Horn, unfortunately, he is out for this game. And again, let me reiterate, their other starting cornerback. This is the 4th-ranked pass defense in the NFL. J.C. Horn's been gone, and they're still 4th-ranked. But now they're losing C.J. Henderson with a concussion. He's, of course, out. He went from yesterday, like on Wednesday. He was limited, expecting to go to, full practice. He was downgraded to not practice the last 2 days, and he's out with a concussion. That's done. And then you go to the offensive side. Their starting tight end, Hayden Hurst, also a concussion. They're getting that's too bad for them, guys. They're getting reamed. I want to play them with better players. I want better players for this Panther team so we can battle them better. I mean, Hayden Hurst is out for this game with the concussion. Again, like I've been saying all week, guys. I mean, he's in a concussion protocol. Did not practice at all this entire week. Not a surprise when you look at that. And then defensive end, edge rusher, Marquise Haynes has a back issue. He has also been ruled out for this game. They have 4 guys out. Now they have 3 guys that were, or a lot of, actually 5 guys that were, put back onto the, no issues at all. They're going to play, like Brian Burns, the pass rusher, very good, their best defensive player. DJ Shark, receiver, who missed last week's game. Austin Corbett, the guard. All 3 of these guys are good to go for practice, full in practice, and are going to be good for the game. I'm sorry. You also had Taylor Moton, who was full practice, and he also is active for the game. Another offensive lineman. All these guys are tweaked up, but they did have full practices, and they're all going to play. And then Bryce Young, who had a thigh injury yesterday in practice. He was still full practice. Today he was full practice, and he, of course, is going to go gung-ho in this game. So we got at least those guys going to play. A couple guys are questionable, though, and these are also key pieces for the Panthers. They are banged up. Wide receiver Laviska Shenault, who missed last week, very kind of X-factor type player. He has an ankle issue. He was full practice, but he was still listed as questionable. So he's probably on the side of probably playing more than not. Steven Sullivan, tight end with the shoulder. That's the backup third-stringer guy. Again, they don't have their starter, Hayden Hurst, so they need depth. Steven Sullivan, shoulder injury. Full practice, then missed practice, then full practice again. He is listed as questionable for the game. Ian Thomas, the other tight end, calf issue, limited until today, full practice, but he is questionable as well. And a guy we know on the defensive side, safety Xavier Woods, thigh injury, limited until today. He's questionable for the game. I project that probably all those questionables will probably play this game. We'll see how that goes. We know the guys that are out, and that's a major loss for them. So Panthers officially will be without their top 2 cornerbacks against the Cowboys. You know who their likely cornerbacks are going to be starting?
Who?
Dante Jackson. Troy Hill is the nickel corner. You got a lot of other guys you can talk about there. DiCaprio Boodle. Yeah, I almost thought it was DiCaprio's booty, but it's DiCaprio Boodle. That's a guy that is on as like the next on the depth chart to go up there and take that spot. They also have rookie Jamie Robinson, rookie Deshaun Jameson. These are the guys they have.
These names sound made up.
That's
in the sense of like I don't.
They're missing.
Are they even football players?
The only starter
they pick them up off the street?
I mean, they do. Dante Jackson became the starter because they're missing J.C. Horn. Henderson, C.J. Henderson was a guy that on the other side. Now he's out for this game. Troy Hill is a subpar nickel corner. He used to be in the Rams, so they have to put a rookie or Boodle there. Boodle is number 32. Poodle the Boodle. I don't know, but guess who we have to attack this game to win? Boodle. You know. And we could still attack Troy Hill in the slot as well. I mean, Dante Jackson's having a bad year. This is a fourth-ranked defense. This is kind of fool's gold a little bit. If we destroy them in the air, we get 400 yards passing, which it may happen against this very weak secondary. You got to understand, okay, they were missing their starters, all their starters, on the secondary pretty much, on the cornerback spots.
And by the way, GMG, I don't expect Bryant to be active unless there's some kind of an injury, just being honest.
Yeah, Martavis Bryant will not be elevated.
Not for any kind of time soon.
It would be a surprise. We have to try to elevate or move up those linebackers, in my opinion.
By the way, I agree with the Smody saying having these jabronis on the schedule at this particular time works out well for us. Yeah, again,
it's like a rest, especially for our Washington game, right?
Play our cards right. I agree with who was it that said in the chat that we should start with the ball? I think it was the Lunatic. Yeah, he said that we should start with the ball.
I agree this week.
Lay the smackdown early on them.
I agree.
Offensively. And then just, coast, chill, take it easy for the rest of the game and let our backups finish the cleanup work for us.
Yeah, so we get ready for that Thanksgiving game 4 days later. Right? That's important.
Yeah, I think limiting the snaps of the starters in this game as much as possible, that's going to be huge moving forward because we're really in that dangerous stretch of the season, right? And we have to somehow get through that Commanders game, which carries a little bit more weight to it, although no matter what way you slice it, if we somehow lose to the Panthers, that's carrying a different type of weight.
And it kind of sounds, if the Cowboys go into this with a game plan of saying, we got to get the ball first. And I like the idea, but if we go into the game plan, we got to get the ball first so we can end this quickly. That's the wrong mindset to go into the game, right? So, as far as the players are concerned, you want to make sure they go out there and we're playing like this. This is the Panthers Super Bowl. In fact, let me explain to you how much of a Super Bowl is going to be for them. I don't think you know this, but let me put the pissy face on here for them when it comes to their disgusting Pink Panthers. Yeah, Pink Panther.
Dun-dun,
right there.
dun-dun,
Dun-dun. We're bouncing the hat. Anyways, the grumpy Panther. Let me say something about this real quick because they're going to be really grumpy this weekend, and I'll explain in a minute. Again, injury-wise, Panthers have 4 players that are questionable, all fully participated. I think they will be playing this game. I don't know. I think I repeated myself there. But I do want to stress that today, Carolina Panthers coach Frank Reich. And again, where's this game going to be at? In Dallas, right?
I believe so, right? No, actually, aren't we on the road?
Yeah, we're on the road, baby.
No, I was going to say, you said it's in Dallas.
No, I was fucking with you.
There.
I was testing you there, but yes, the game is on the road.
I take you at your word.
The whole week I've been saying that we got to do better on the road. That's the purpose of this. But Panthers head coach Frank Reich, who's playing at the confinements of their home stadium, has today said to the media they've been working on a silent count this week. Why? In preparation for the possibility that there will be a large number of Dallas Cowboy fans being allowed and in attendance on Sunday. This is a home team practicing the silent count. He said this, Frank Reich, the coach of the Panthers, quote, "I think everyone knows how well the Dallas Cowboy fans travel. We have a great city that other teams' fans like to come to. So we're prepared either way." No, that's a good sign that they're prepared because they're going to probably need it. It's going to be louder than they've ever heard it when they're on offense in their entire Carolina Panther home field life. So it's going to be the loudest when they have that ball, and they're going to be like, we can't hear our the calls. They're used to it. I would figure you'd know this.
The fact that they're working on a silent count for their own home stadium tells you everything you need to know.
That's insane.
That's it. Say less.
Already we know by the ticket sales and everything that a huge number of Cowboy fans are expected to overpopulate the Bank of America Stadium for the Panthers there. So I thought that was interesting. Sorry you got to get grumpy there. We're going to keep pounding. Anyways, in the last 3 games, This is a Cowboy-Panther comparison. The Cowboys have scored 11 touchdowns while in the red zone. Did you know that? The last 3 weeks.
I mean, that's a nice improvement from before.
11 touchdowns in 3 weeks. Number 1 in the red zone in the NFL.
Okay, now that's a nice improvement.
At the same time, the Panthers have allowed 5 touchdowns with the opponent when they were in the red zone. That is the 6th most times they've done that in the NFL. So they're like 28th or 29th, or sorry, 27th or something like that in the league. So this we're in the red zone. We better score against this Panther team. And then when it comes to regular season stats so far, Cowboys are putting up 29, almost 30 points a game, and they are allowing 26.9 on defense. Even though they got a good pass defense, they're allowing 27 points a game. On the other side, Cowboys, we're holding opponents to 18.3 points per game. Solid. Panthers, they're only scoring 17 per game. So they better not get in double digits, God damn it. Now, we run for 118 yards per game. Panthers, they don't stop the run too well, 131.9. I said to you guys, I think they were 31st in the league in stopping the run. So as you know, that's why I said a big part of this game is making sure we run the ball on them. I know we like to pass, and we will be able to pass, but running the ball is also a good idea in this game. When it comes to their running game, they're only putting up 90 yards on the ground. We're allowing 109, so we got to keep on that. But again, that's more Bryce Young scrambling, and they got a couple guys up there, but they're not really doing much over there. No touchdowns for them at all. Passing wise, we're throwing for 262 yards a game, 261 yards a game, and they're allowing not much, 176 yards per game. So again, that's going to be something that's going to be tested. But let me reiterate, they're not just missing J.C. Horn this week like they have in the last 7 weeks, but they're missing C.J. Henderson, which is the other starter. So that's going to...
So you have to imagine that's going to change a few things. It's the same way that, when we first lost Trayvon, it was like, okay, it was a blow. Obviously, we didn't look great. But then when we lost LVE, it was like that combination of losing those 2 starters, not even necessarily how talented they are or aren't, just like, damn, we just lost 2 key starters on the defense.
Big stepping
up
the fuck? By Marquise Bell and those guys, So
yeah, but it still took a little time to figure it out.
I agree, for sure. There was some learning. There was a learning
and then
curve.
we figured it out. The point is that they're fresh off of one of these injuries. So the figuring out is going to happen live and in action.
Exactly.
Last time I checked, not a good thing for them.
Yeah, so I think we're going to get more than 260 in the air, and I think they're going to allow a lot more than 176. I'm telling you that. So as far as them, now Bryce Young passing, he's got DJ Shark back, 185 yards per game. That's all they throw for, and we only allow 166 yards per game. Again, that's scary. That's scary, and that's a combination of pass rush and coverage. We have both. They have none. Right now, they have none. They don't stop the run, and they can stop the pass with the combination of their starters back there and their starters rushing us. But that's not happening in this game. Other than Brian Burns, there's nobody else. So, I mean, right now, it's looking ugly for them. When you look at the total yards, when it comes to allowed, 275 yards allowed by us. The Panther defense allows 308 yards per game.
All right.
We should go well over that as a team. Also, when it comes to turnover differential, Panthers are -4. We're +4 on the other end of that stick. So Cowboys are ready to do some things here against the Panthers that probably is going to be not for children to watch.
I mean, I'm going to go on a limb here and assume that.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues going on. Even though I say that, you also got that Tigger from Winnie the Pooh there, which looks like their new mascot. So now I don't know if there's any quick comments, but I have just a couple last little matchups to just kind of push here and kind of break down about 5 of these, and I mean really quickly. I don't know. I just have my reiteration of things here. So
yeah, Retro Scotty, you take it easy. Have a great night.
Much love, Retro. Appreciate you. Go Cowboys.
Jason Ramford said playing the Carolina Pussycats.
Exactly.
Delutic said we are not America's game of the week, but get Fox's #1 broadcast crew. Cowboys Nation runs the NFL.
Yeah, guys, 100% right on that. I talked about it earlier this week, right? That we have their #1 crew there with Fox, even though I think it's on the other channel on CBS, the game of the week officially this week. But or is it the? I'm sorry, is it the Monday night game? I think is the Eagles and the Chiefs. But baby, did you know for us, we're one of the places that don't get this game.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't get this game this week.
Course.
So we have to go to our powers of, what we put in for here, which is the YouTube Sunday Ticket. So we'll be watching it here. But you guys might be a little ahead of us this time, right? So, all right. So, again, let me get back to this. We're going to finish up tonight strong. And, a quickie tonight, guys, here on MCF. So,
yeah, I mean, let's be honest. How much can we say about the Panthers besides, man, they're beat up and fucked up, and we're about to go fuck them up even more?
Again, which makes it
There's only so many ways you can say that.
Yeah, we're not even. I'm literally trying not to hype it up in the sense that
it's not even
there's a team
hype.
going to kick ass.
Once again, similar to the Giants game, it's about expectation. Yeah, we do expect to beat the Panthers. We expect to beat them by a lot. We expect them to score once, if that. Maybe twice if
3
they
points.
get lucky against some backups or something, a field goal here or there or whatever. But the point is that, the point spread on this game should be almost comical.
No, it's not. It's only 10.5, 11. Yeah.
It's not about, this, that, or the other. It's just about what we're expecting from this team. Now, I guess baseline, we're expecting them to win. So let's start with that. But, yeah, we're not just expecting, I think, a victory. We're expecting a bit of a beating.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk more about...
Anything less than that is going to feel like a disappointment.
Tomorrow we're going to, of course, touch on all the little changes out there when it comes to the rosters and the moves we're going to make. It'll be a quickie tomorrow for sure because it'll be that, and then it's going to be something like, our bold predictions, some other keys that we maybe let fall through. But let's just talk about these keys right now. Hey, look, on offense, running the ball, I already said it. We've said it here, right? But we still think that I think running the ball against one of the worst run defense in the league is a smart thing to do. Even with their pass defense being ranked 4, of course, you can also attack through the air. So obviously, Dak Prescott passing the ball, running the show. He needs to be crisp. He does that. I mean, that's a obvious key there. CeeDee Lamb, as always, is a key. And the reason I say even more so is because he's a guy that, in my opinion, you is the focal point of your team, and the defense knows it. The defense is going to watch him. They're going to bracket him. They're going to double him. They're going to over-under him. No matter what you do, they're going to pay extra special. We know this now. This is a fact. So now you got to work in the Brandon Cookses and the Tolberts and the Gallups and the Fergusons. And so I want to see how CeeDee Lamb sometimes when he
how exactly does that get incorporated when all is said and done?
I want to see when I see a team go out there and literally stop CeeDee Lamb from getting any opportunities to get the ball. I want to see how the Cowboys take the other team apart. A team, that has supposedly a better pass defense outside of those injuries. So I want to see how that's used and done, not just this week or last week, but every week. So I'm still looking for that. Now, when it comes to the passing game, I'm going to leave CeeDee Lamb up because there's another guy here. Turpin coming back. I'm going to talk about him in a little bit, but Turpin coming back, I think, is a big deal for the Cowboys. And incorporating him in the offense, I'm assuming he'll be in the offense a little bit more. But the last part of the offense, again, Ferguson, I do think is a major piece that's going to benefit from CeeDee Lamb out there. Cooks, Tolbert, Gallup, etc. So you got that. But the biggest key, I think, is in the trenches. Yeah, in the trenches. And, whether it's Tyler Smith, whoever it may be. And this is Tyler Smith video, but keep an eye on number 78, Terrence Steele. This is the one I'm going to watch because guess who their best player is, baby? Their best player is Brian Burns, number 0. And he's going to be coming in there, and he's going to be matched up and facing Terrence Steele a lot of the time.
What a coincidence.
Yeah.
That he just so happens to be.
Well, that's his spot.
The offensive lineman having maybe the roughest year so far overall.
Listen, with his struggles, and especially, not as much even, he's having problems. We talked about this, giving Zach Martin issues when it comes to getting to the second level of blocks and getting off that first block. But his pass protection for Terrence Steele is where he's really been struggling even more this year. So he had a horrible game against the Eagles a couple weeks ago. He allowed multiple sacks, double-digit pressures, bounced back against the Giants pretty well. But despite all of that, we're going to see Brian Burns. That is their best defensive player, and he's definitely an underrated, pass rusher. He's very good. So expect the Panthers coaches and defensive scheme to test Terrence Steele often and early in this game. Again, probably, and I'm going to put almost money on this, Brian Burns being the guy, number 0, attacking most of the time on our right side of our offensive line. So keep an eye on that in the game. He is obviously, like I said, their best defensive player on that field and one of the better, and very underrated, but also one of the best young pass rushers in the NFL. Keep an eye on that battle. That is a key matchup for us to win outside of everything else I said on offense. Tyler Smith, just keep doing your thing. I mean, this guy is just dominant. I love this guy, and he just keeps dominating. So, again, offensive line, the trenches, always very important. And our weak link, it feels like right now, is Terrence Steele, and we got to see him have another good game against probably one of the best pass rushers, young pass rushers in the league. So now, flip it over, baby. Flip it to the other side, and we don't have LVE there, but we do have Marquise Bell and Damone Clark. Those guys we know will be linebackers. Will we move up Malik Jefferson, and most probably if we do move somebody up from the practice squad to the 53, it's going to be Rashaan Evans. So whoever it's going to be, our linebackers must be able to slow down their run game. Now, I did say the run game is not that good. They only have 2 touchdowns on the ground this year, 1 each. Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders, formerly of the Eagles, is having a horrible year. That's their 2 running back. That's their 1-2 punch, I guess, question mark. But without Leighton Vander Esch there, Damone Clark, Marquise Bell have been playing great. They've been stepping up. They got to continue to step up in this game to slow down any chance they have to try to have 2-dimensional offense. Got to get rid of that. You want to have a key to controlling this game? That is a major key there. So it's going to really be important that not just those 2 guys, but also Micah Parsons at the linebacker spot. Micah Parsons at linebacker will be extremely effective and can hurt Bryce Young in also other ways in the passing game. So to me, we'll see if Rashaan Evans gets on that field a little bit, or if he's moved up to the 52. But it's really about being able to get the run stop. And again, Rashaan Evans is very good at stopping the run. So to me, he's a piece that definitely could be utilized in this game. Stop the run, because they do get 100 and something yards on the ground, I think. I don't know, do they? I don't know. The point is that the combination of these 2 guys, they get yardage. They don't get touchdowns on the ground, but they get the yardage. Stop the run, slow down the run. You slow down. You basically end the game if you do that. And I also have a special teams tidbit here, baby, with again, Kevontae Turpin. I talked a little bit about the offense, but on special teams, when he missed, I'll stop right there, because we got a $10 holler from Hannibal King 47. Much love. What did Hannibal have to say?
So Hannibal King said, need to see 83-23 ballin', giving Gallup and Steele that side eye. Don't trust him yet.
Who,
again, 83 isn't that
I agree. I still don't trust him yet either. Yeah, Jalen Brooks.
There we go. I almost said Bryant because we've talked about him so often. And I'm like, I know that's not it. But yeah, Jalen Brooks and, of course, Dowdle, respectively.
Yeah, number 23, yes.
Again, like we said, Dowdle. Oh, my goodness, Pollard Dowdle. Dowdle will probably get a little bit more, and especially in this upcoming game specifically, I expect pretty much all of our backups to get significant play time as long as we can do our jobs and put it away early.
I agree, and I do think that seeing more Rico Dowdle for a fuller game, even if it means because we're blowing them out, seeing more Jalen Brooks and these other guys that are going to be, maybe not having the opportunity down the stretch to see more time, we get them ready in case we need them. That I agree. I like that. Mm-hmm. Much love, Hannibal King 47, and I think he's on this board already. So he just broke out of a tie there, and moving up here in a tie up above the board here. So actually, I want to stay with the defense here. I want to end it with special teams, but I want to stay with the defense for a second. Our defense, because I believe the other parts of this, we talked about the running back stoppage. We got to stop them. Of course, we know the pass rush, the trenches. It always matters there. You stop the run though. Now you're bringing that pass rush, which is basically really stopping most teams. And the thing about this is that they have a very bad offensive line. Also, it's banged up as well. You got, Iwonu is their left tackle. Zavala is their guard. Bozeman is their center. Corbett, who's banged up, is their right guard. Their right tackle is Taylor Moton, who's also banged up. But even though they're playing, their right side's banged up completely. Their tight end help comes down to Tommy Tremble. He's probably trembling right now. So they really don't have any names, anybody, any talent on that blocking side of things in the trenches, and including the tight end there. They got Sanders a little faster at running back. Chuba Hubbard, who's more of a I guess you could say, RICO style there, but they're in trouble all across the board here when it comes to throwing the ball. You're going to have Adam Thielen out there, which we know we've talked a lot about him because DJ Shark hasn't played. He's been on and off. But they haven't connected. Bryce Young and Shark have not connected at all this year. The only time Shark had a big game was with Andy Dalton, former Cowboy quarterback there, backup, when he had to go in there for Bryce Young and he got injured. The other guy, the third guy in their trio of receivers, Jonathan Mingo, number 15. So I think he would also be a guy you might want to see him. Maybe I think some Panther fans want to see maybe a little less of him and a little more of what's his name, Chenault Jr., which is banged up and injured, questionable for the game. So those are the guys who are kind of watching here. I know they have their returner, is Raheem Smith-Marset. He's another receiver back there. So, look, none of that matters when it comes to the receivers if we get that pass rush. And honestly, none of that matters if we stop the run. I mean, if they are running the ball, I'm not saying they're going to win, but it gives them a little bit of hope, a little chance. If they don't run, they're done. And they're going to have to throw, and there's only so much Bryce Young can do with our defense. Again, second best pass defense in the NFL, one of the best pressure defenses in the NFL, if not the best pressure defense in the NFL. So they're in trouble. Their offensive line's broken. They don't have a tight end. They, their running backs are below average. They got Shark back. That's one of the pluses for them on offense, receiver. But Thielen, old man Thielen, a couple other guys here. It doesn't matter if you have Jerry Rice in his prime. If you can't get the ball out of the pocket, you're not going to be able to do anything with your receivers. So, when it comes to the defense, I should not be seeing a defense. Our defense, I don't want to see any mistake. The biggest, it's really us, our defense, not versus the Panthers, versus the referees. It's not the referees are cheating. It's the referees are seeing us do blatant penalties, but blatant flags. So when the Cowboys are messing up, it's on them when they go over the line of scrimmage, when they go in the encroachment, they go off sides, whatever it may be. So, again, Cowboys have to be disciplined. Defense must be disciplined. That's the key for our defense. Everything else should fall into place. We stop the run. It's done. Now, what about special teams? Of course, Aubrey, Anger. We talked about them yesterday a little bit, but I want to just focus for a quick second on a matchup that I think we can win tomorrow, and it could be major. It's Cavante Turpin, who can really rest all of our guys if he gets a return for a touchdown, against the Panthers special teams, their coverage team. We didn't really touch on their coverage team yesterday, but with Cavante Turpin missing last week and being very healthy now, back to full strength after taking last week off against the Giants, I expected to see him maybe making an impact in this game against the Panthers. The Panthers currently, right now, and I guess I was wrong about this, but their DVOA, they are currently third best on special teams. So they're the third best, functional special teams in the NFL. I'm talking about kicking, punting, and coverage. But they're allowing 31.5 yards per kick return. That's a lot of holes on kickoff returns there. A lot of holes for your returner. And Turpin, well, all he needs is one hole. He's gone. As long as he don't run to his own player. So, considering how much the Cowboy defense will also make the Panthers have to punt the ball. I mean, let me be honest. It could be picks and sacks and fumbles. But how often when we stop them, how often would this team or should this team be punting the Panthers?
I mean, pretty much 95% of the time, if you want to put a percentage to it.
So if you're going to say, let's say how many times, 10, 12 times they may be punting in this game, minus the other turnovers. I hope they don't score, but my point is, again, I hope we get turnovers. If we make them punt, if you get a guy, if you get Turpin to return 3 or 4 punts, it's different than going back and returning 10 punts.
Agree.
Your chances go way up, right? So watch for that advantage for the Cowboys on special teams. Cavante Turpin getting that TD in this game after that injury, that week off. Now he's full go. Watch for that against a good special teams Carolina Panther team, overall third best. But when you look at what they allow a lot of yards. And the Cowboys going to have a lot of opportunities to break one. I'm saying Turpin for 6, baby. Turpin time.
So was that pretty much it on your side of things?
I don't think you have anything, right?
No, so I think I'm all done on my side.
So let's go through a couple last comments.
Of course.
And then do the shout-outs and call it a night here in MCM.
Motor City Maniac, what's up?
In the house.
We got
What's
Dirty
up,
South MVP. Jason Renfro also throwing out there, we got to cut down on flags on the road.
Damn right. We talked about it yesterday, how McCarthy said the biggest issue on the road is penalties. We'll fix it, McCarthy. The Cowboy team, we got to be more disciplined. And on defense, we're the most penalized team on defense, or at least a top 5 at now. I think because of the Thursday night game and the Monday night game, I think we may be like second or third most defensively penalized team. We got to get better there. There's no diggity, no doubt on that.
So, Rolando Rodriguez, take it easy, said any given Sunday. Remember the Cardinals, I want
agree.
A blowout win.
Agreed.
But it's the NFL. You never know.
Yep.
Never be overconfident. I've been a Cowboys fan since Super Bowl 5.
I feel you. Trust me, I do.
Ooh, Rolando, much love. GMG254 saying, thoughts on J. Lou? He is absolutely the weakest link.
Of the
not even close as far as
of the starting corners, of the starting coverage guys,
but
for
he
sure.
is a necessary weakest link because, well, anyone we try to go out there and grab is probably going to look worse than Jordan Lewis does now.
Yeah, anybody in our team will probably look worse, I would say, depending on the matchup in the slot, except for, let's say, Israel Mukuamu, who I would like to see a little more in the slot. We saw him do well last year at the end of the year, and in the playoffs, Quinn found something there, and we kind of laid off of that. I did see Mukuamu play against the Giants a little bit, and he didn't look too good out there for the little bit I saw of him.
I
right?
agree.
So again, maybe he still needs more work. Maybe he needs more time on that field, rather than just thrown in there for like 10 plays. But I would like to see more number 24. See what he can do in the end of these games, in the second half of these games.
So
that'll save our starters from getting injured.
Oh, yeah. So, let me see. We got Dirty South. I mean, look, health is the number one thing, is specifically in this game.
Yeah, winning this game by 20 and being healthy.
Not just, for the beyond part, but yes, because of that short turnaround week.
Yep,
I feel like it's even more important that we keep our guys as fresh and healthy as we possibly can.
Agree.
Let me see. Dilutic said about the only thing the Panthers can win on Sunday is a coin toss.
Agree. I mean, that's just basically facts right there. I hate to be an asshole. That's what basically it's facts.
Yep. And then Jason Renfro, of course, much love to you. Choice Roberts in the house. What's up? Rolling back a little bit here. No, I think let me see. Retro Scotty, have a great night. Asmodeus, much love. Eric Wallace, take it easy.
I was updating the board for Hannibal.
Yeah, that's as far back as I can go. So let me come back down here. Hannibal King, Brandon James, Asmodeus, GMG, The Lunatic. All of you guys, again, huge shout out to everybody here chilling, hanging with us. Yes, Hannibal, we hopefully better see that continued red zone domination. Right now we're leading the league the last 2-3 weeks. Yeah. So let's lead the league all the way till the end of the season and beyond.
Those 3 games, those 3 weeks include the Eagles, by the way. And by the way, much love, Asmodeus in the house. I know. GMG says score prediction, the Lunatics at 38-6. In reality, and again, we'll talk about our score prediction, bowl predictions, and other things tomorrow, but in reality, it should be probably a record breaking. It should be like an 80-0 in reality. But I guess not in reality, I guess on paper. But in reality, we know it's not going to be that way. We know it's going to be some issues, some mistakes. They might score here and there and be a little upsetting. But in the end, the final score should be like 40+ against this defense that got nothing, cannot stop nothing. There's no reason why that should change. And then on offense, I mean, we already are looking good on the right trajectory. There's no reason why that should change. I just said that, man. The defensive side, we should tear them up. They got no real ability to get the ball out. Even if they had a top 10 receiver, which they don't in the league, it wouldn't matter. But they have nobody in that range right now. No connection with Bryce Young, the first-round pick, quarterback. It should be a long day for them. It should be ugly. Everybody should be benched on both sides of this game by the middle of the third quarter. Not benched, but like given say the Panthers because it's a blowout and the Cowboys because it's a blowout. By the middle of the third, that's what it should be. So, bold prediction is going to be something regarding the running backs tomorrow, though, for me, because I think running the ball is maybe the best route, at least for this 1 week against the Panthers. At least a good way to test this thing out. I still want to go early first down runs. Early first down throws. I want to see first down and second down throwing more than they're running. That's what I want to see from the Cowboys. But if the running is working, you might be able to slide into that a little bit more as you go into the second quarter and into the third. Anyways, there you go. Hit it up, baby. Any last comments in there?
Yeah, let me see. Justin Jeffrey, take it easy. Have a great night. Saying 45-9, Cowboys win.
Ooh.
Hannibal King said 58-3.
That's what it should
the
be.
Lutic said score 38-6.
Yeah. Now, again, that's what it'll probably be. So, guys, thank you again here. Yes, Rolando, much love to you. As everybody in the house here with us, repping that navy blue, silver, and star. But, baby, I got to give the shout out to the sponsor of the week, who is also our gifting champion, Jason Renfro. Much love to you.
Thank you, Jason.
Yes, and right now for the gifting board, we have I'll have to fix that. It's a tie with Jason Renfro and Skeptical Fan on that lead. I got to fix that right now on that leaderboard when it comes to the gifting side of things. So again, Jason Renfro is the champion. He's trying to come for another crown back to back 2 weeks in a row, right? So we'll see what happens there.
That's right. Prince Jackson, what's up? Hello and hi. And
yeah,
have a great night.
Yeah. You caught us at the end here. Yes, but Skeptical and Jason are tied for first. Of course, on the overall board, it is the man why you know he's here, baby. It's Mr. Snug X. Much love to the leader currently on the Cash App as well, which is Snug X. He's leading both boards, but right behind him on both boards is the king of that Cash App, Stanley Smith.
Ooh.
Much love to Stanley. Appreciate you. And he's in the running. He's the king of the Cash App. He's also in second right now, third on the overall board. We'll see how this thing continues going, guys. Again, thank you all for rocking it with us here. And baby, with Mark, by the way, Marco Seppian. I can't forget the man, Marco Seppian from Hawaii. 89 points on that stream, boss.
Ooh.
Much love to him.
Tight end style.
Yeah, Hendershot. Maybe that means he's coming back this week. Either way, we'll talk about it tomorrow on a quickie here in MCF. And baby, now I want you to tell me, why do we do this here in MCF every single day and night on My Cowboys Family?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, that star over everything.
Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, here on MCF, we always rep that star over everything. And never forget the number one thing on this channel, 6 years and beyond, here, now, and forever. As always, Go Cowboys. You got 5. Let's get that 6 and beyond. Big shout outs to those that dropped the knowledge in the chat all night long. Thank you again, guys, for giving us your thoughts on our Cowboys. Also, big shout outs to those that dropped the love from above, whether it was on MCF After Dark, whether it was right here with us, or even pre-stream. Much love to the Lunatic back in that star level membership. Also, much love to Gloria in the PayPal, Pam C in the Cash App, Daniel Berry in the Cash App, Snug X running the Cash App right now as far as the lead is concerned, Stanley Smith running the kingdom of the Cash App, Jason Renfro gifting a membership today, and Hannibal King as well. Thank you all for the love from above. We'll be back tomorrow for kind of a full wrap up. Anything we missed, we're going to discuss. More open forum kind of stuff. We'll see how it's going to go.
And of course, if there's something you want to hear about specifically, drop it in the comments section after this video.
For sure.
Obviously over.
Yeah, but again, I just wanted to let you guys know that usually we'll either do like a preview, which we were kind of doing now, or we've done like a party stream or something like this, which we probably will not do tomorrow. Probably in 2 weeks we may do that, but not this week. So expect a quickie tomorrow, a shorter thing, just to touch on the moves made, who we elevated, who did we move to the 53. A lot of questions still on that to determine for this game upcoming. So, guys, thank you once again for rocking with us here. And before we can clock out and drop out for the night, relock and reload for a Saturday tomorrow. Baby, my love, before we can drop out for the night, tell everybody what we got to do.
Premature beat dropulation.
I like that. Baby, before we can drop out of here for the night, let everybody know what we got to do.
We got to drop the beat.
I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose. Thank you all for rocking here with us once again. Motor, I see you, brother. Yeah, you got a gifted membership, Motor. I think it was like one time you dropped in here and then someone did gift it. I think you bounced, but we got you in. Go Cowboys. Asmodeus got to get one. You got to turn that on, Asmodeus. I know you'll get one too as well. Everybody in the house, thank you for rocking it here with us on My Cowboys Family. As we get ready for you guys get ready for this weekend with us, there's Snug X, fire emojis, you know why. Guys, we get ready for this, going into this weekend. Much love to all. Hope everybody had a good week. Now we get to relax a little bit and get ready for the game upcoming against these Carolina Panthers. These Carolina pussies that we're going to keep pounding all night long on Sunday. That is the hope. That is what better happen. That is what all I expect from this Cowboy team. We talked about the keys today. Check it if you missed it. We'll talk tomorrow about the moves on the roster, elevations, and 53-man roster moves tomorrow expected for the Cowboys. Yeah, we'll talk about that and more tomorrow right here on MCF, where it's about that navy blue, that silver too, that star over everything. Never forget, ever forget, the number one thing here, my Cowboys family. Much love to everyone in the house. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another one. Hit the like, hit subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Have a good night. Stay safe. Peace. And never, ever, ever forget. Go Cowboys!